sir. It is many things I also got to learn. I thought that because it is very informative and many new. We are all in race now, so such a guidance is very much needed, so that we are in the. Actually, while hearing your lectures, in our research methodology course in ISI Calcutta, so our teacher said that given activity, given any activity, you can come up with a concept. Given any concept, you can write a research paper. Given any research paper, you can find a journal where we can publish. And he said that this is not something what you should do. Exactly. So nowadays many students comes actually. I said ये करने से जल्दी पेपर हो जाएगा ना. Which is so it is the case. It is happening. So you cannot escape from it. And I think this is a kind of a very strong platform which is getting built by Kapdi sir. And I think this is such a strong activity we have started. So all the support from our side will be there. So you guys just have to be strong because you are the forefront. You are the finally dealing with this. So you will be talking all the communication. You will be creating everything. So let's give it a big try, and we will surely going to work and make it one of the best. And definitely we can do that. We do have that expertise. We have very enthusiastic students. So surely we will make it. Thanks a lot.
If you have any questions, so for this session, if you have any specific questions, we can answer that. Anything comes to your mind? But everything was clear? Everything was clear? What I would suggest is, okay, so his question is, are there any tools for carrying out or trying to find the literature survey? As I said, you can directly go to SciFinder, but sometimes it's very complicated. I would suggest one simple thing, the way I normally would do it. When I don't have access to SciFinder. When you are on Google, okay, if you write anything, you will get a hit. But try to have, 2-3 ways in which you ask the same question. See, for example, carbon dioxide sequestration. Okay. How do you sequestrate carbon dioxide? Whether carbon dioxide can be utilized. When you start adding these various points, what Google does it has its algorithm to not just check sequestration as only one part, but even the question it takes and starts mapping it with the various papers which are published with such type of titles. So you don't get only those papers all the time as hit. Sometimes you get even reviews. I will even put a review. CO2 sequestration reviews. And the first hit you will get is a review only. Because what they have seen is sequestration review. Combined, and only those papers which are in the review format, they will come in front of you. That is something which you will have to play around, even if it is a simple Google search. Now if you go for advanced searches, SciFinder is there. But as I said, SciFinder has lot of complications. What we are going to do is, if we have time, we probably will, because we are doing it in research methodology for masters and PhD. We show them how to use Scopus, how to even check specific patents, how to even refine your search into getting very specific hits. All these details are available as part of your SciFinder and Reaccess. We'll see whether we can have time to even give you that session. How many people know about ChemDraw? You have used ChemDraw? Would you say you are well versed with ChemDraw? Okay, so if we have time, we will also have a session of ChemDraw. Okay, and I would suggest, even from maths point of view and physics point of view, we'll try to see whether we can have specific what you call apps, which can be utilized by you for creating original structures or systems. See, originality also means you creating your own schemes and reactions, as well as sometimes pictures as well. So all these aspects that you cannot take a picture from somewhere else. Why? You just said, right? Someone else has the authority. Someone else's property. Mainly now when you publish it, all the data goes to the journal. And journals can take money out of you if you plagiarize. There's one aspect which we have not discussed yet, but that will come later. Plagiarism is such a big problem nowadays. Just one example I'll give you. India, there is one example where there are around 24 papers plagiarized and retracted from one professor. One single professor, 24 articles retracted. IITs. IIT mein hai ye. So there is a lot of watch, and there is a big database called as retraction watch. That has already shown almost 50,000 plus articles retracted in the last 5 years. COVID ke baad zyada ho gaya. So all these details we will try to bring to you. We'll give you all the details. If you are excited to learn more, we'll try to provide you all these things, because we are creating all this database and information for the first time, to be honest. And all of our associate editors who have gone through all these things, and myself as an associate editor of an international journal, and we are leading on to become the editor-in-chiefs of such international journals worldwide. So you are looking at those two faculties who are already publishing in some of the best journals. It is your chance. Yes, please.
Can AI be used in place of this to find plagiarism?
Yes. So first and foremost thing, ChatGPT would not be allowed as a part of our publication. So refrain from submitting something to ChatGPT and just submitting back to us within a day. We can easily find it out. AI is available. Even Grammarly itself, your Grammarly nowadays part of your Word files as well as your emails. That itself has an inbuilt option that if you put any of your part, let's say one paragraph into Grammarly, it shows up whether it's plagiarized and to what percentage. We are also putting some criteria on book BT as well. How much percentage of plagiarism will be accepted? That will go with the institutional norms, which we have accepted up to 10%, not more than 10%. So if it goes beyond 10%, one option is we'll come back to you and say that you reduce this. So you can put it into Grammarly, or you have Turnitin, you have Urkun, Authenticate we have. So you can utilize all these options. We also will do that. When you submit the article to us, we'll check all these things. So don't worry about that, but I would suggest, when you are submitting an article, or first of all, when you are submitting a proposal, your next level of training is going to also happen. And that's where all these aspects will be shown to you. So we are hoping that there will be more of a turnout. Do not worry if your paper gets ever rejected, because rejection is just a starting point of a lot of success that can happen to you. One thing I will tell you now, ye shabd sach mein rakho. If someone critically starts, if a reviewer comes to you and critically blames you or targets you, what do? You cry? Will you take it negatively? You should not, because probably the critical review is going to help you improve your paper, your quality, and the future papers as well. Reviewers are not supposed to be taken in a negative way. It's rather a more constructive way that you should expect how you could, reply back in a very positive way. Many times it is appreciated. All these aspects we are going to discuss you from our experience, and that's why next time I am hoping that all of you come out in the same turnout. And yes, please.
If you write a review, it can resemble with another review. So in that case,
So if you have, let's say if you are referring to other journals, that's what you are saying, or if someone else has submitted in the same journal. See, topics can be the same. Okay. As I said, many of you raised your hands for CO2 sequestration and utilization. So your topics will be the same unless until you're sitting beside each other and writing the review. Then the title and everything will be the same. But ideologically, publishing as well, thousands of papers on the same topic come out. The only thing is original view, original idea from your side. If they come out, there is no problem. Yes, please.
The way a review paper was described to me earlier was also that a conclusion needs to be made out of what all you have reviewed, not necessarily that you just document and
Absolutely.
see what all you have reviewed. So what are the expectations, like what should one be looking for?
See, as I said, that if once you start reading everything, you would come to know that there are some deficiencies. You would come to know that people have not put enough efforts in certain cases, which you would have expected as a reader. It is your perspective now, your perception about how this area is going, which direction it is going. If it is not up to the mark, that means you feel a bit let down by people who are just doing follow-up work, which means many times it happens that there is a very incremental change which has happened over a period of 10 years. You need to be critical here. You need to put that across that probably after reviewing everything, we came to know that there is not much difference has happened. Simple question is solar cell applications. What is the percentage of solar energy that can be absorbed and converted into electrical? What's the highest right now? 28, 29% is the conversion rate. That's the state of the art. But 10 years back, it was not even beyond 15 to 17%. So what is the change? 10 years, 11%. But if you think from a bigger perspective, maybe this change is huge. Is it really huge in terms of that area? That's your critical perspective. That you need to put into your conclusion that although great amount of work has been done, but somewhere it's not gone beyond what is the efficiency level, what was expected. This is the critical part that we have. Okay. Any more questions? Yes, please.
If we're interning for someone pursuing their master's or PhD, and if we have worked with them along with them in that project, would we be a part, or would we just even be mentioned in the part of the review or things like that?
I think now we are going into a slightly different direction, but it is part of what we do. I take it as a research ethics point of view. We do it in research methodology, and I create example. So one example is, there is a professor. There are two students who are PhD students, senior and junior, and there is an undergraduate, okay, working on a BTU GRP program. Okay, good example, relates to us, right? So the senior PhD, our professor goes to the senior PhD and says that you are supposed to work on this project. This is very important for your PhD. Okay, now you decide whom you want to work with. So the person decides that, okay, junior PhD is there. It's good practice for that person because they are just coming into the lab. So they decide that, okay, he or she is the person. And then an undergraduate comes as a part of this BTE or GRP. Naturally, both are working hard, the PhDs are working hard, but they get an extra hand. And this undergraduate has no idea. He or she is very excited just to be in the lab. Oh, it's excellent. What is this color? So the whole time, the student is excited only about what's happening around, but kind of forgotten the fact that they are contributing towards something much bigger. The results are going to be beneficial for those PhDs to complete their thesis as well, and somewhere it is going to get published. You start documenting, okay? At the end, the senior PhD will be then approached by the professor and asked, because that's the ethical path we will take, that whom do you think is now supposed to be a part of the paper? And that comes to the percentage of work. So the senior PhD says, I have done 50% or more, because it's my idea, it's my vision. I told to this junior PhD, he's also very hardworking and he has got around 30 to 40%. And this undergraduate was doing all the time pass, but has done work. But we don't think that he or she should come onto the paper. Okay? 10% work. 10% work. Overall 90 with 2, 10% with the student. Professor is a professor. हम तो ऑफिस में बैठ के आराम करेंगे. No, we are the ones who are creating the brains. We are putting efforts to improve that quality. Whether the student should get some acknowledgement or should be part of a paper. What are your views? Not being part of the paper. How many people feel that that person should not be a part of the paper? Okay. How many people think that a student should be part of the paper? Okay. How many people think that a student should be given acknowledgement? Okay, quite a good number. How many people think that we should not even talk to the undergraduate? Just say bye-bye. No one. Okay. So there are 2 to 3 scenarios here. The ethical pathway means that if it is even 10% and the work is significant in terms of impact, the student has to be on the paper. It's the impact which has to be decided by the professor. Okay, this is the first ethical pathway. Second ethical pathway is you don't seem to think that the 10% is impact making. It's enough, but not enough to be part of a research publication because the timelines does not allow you to have those many skills. It does mean you should definitely get acknowledgement. Okay. The third pathway is the most toughest pathway. I don't know you. You just came here. You are very happy. Take this chocolate and go. That's the third pathway. But students are many times happy with that chocolate as well. It is up to the individual as well to assess how much they have contributed, what's your contribution towards the final outcome. You need to have that self-respect as well, self-confidence to go and tell whether there is any way that I could come in. In most our journals, our research groups, we first draw that criteria. We discuss it very cleanly and openly with every student who is working. So it doesn't mean you are undergraduate or masters or anyone. Anyone who comes in, we first ask critically, based on the data created, confirm that yes, probably the 10% is enough to be part of a research publication. Okay? So it depends on scientists, but also it depends on the student. If we don't believe in our abilities and we think that a certificate is enough, no issues. But asking a question is no harm, in a polite way. Okay? What if you get a research publication in your undergraduate second year or a first year, which is a JAX? What do you think? This is a common practice many times abroad. Undergraduate first years would easily even get a publication because we used to teach undergraduates in England and they used to learn NMR, IR, GCMS, every instrument in the first year undergraduate practical labs. Till the time that they are completing the first year, they go for what is called as the Erasmus program, a research project program, anywhere in Europe. So within those few months, 2-3 months what they have worked, they might even get a publication. I had one undergraduate from France, Nicolas. I don't know how much he did, but he got a publication. He did work. He did quite a lot of work. And that's why there is a possibility that if you are working for internships as well, we will be promoting internships as well as part of this. There is always a possibility you can get a good quality publication. I still remember one example. This is around 2013-14. I had gone to Germany and then one undergraduate was working in the same lab from India. I had to Roorkee. First year of his internship project. He was a KVPY fellow. And KVPY has this fellowship to allow international travel. I was asking him some questions and I was getting some weird answers from him. But at the end of the internship, where I was also coming back, he said to me that I want to come and do an internship in your lab. So your third semester, this is 2 semesters completed in Germany. Third semester in December, he came to me. He was in the MSc, this integrated MSc program. He went for 8 more internships, 7 or 8 more internships overall, all in different countries. And he got almost three papers. So then you can think about what competition that he has broken already. So it depends on you, that how you take this, the result, how you believe in your abilities. And there is no harm if you speak out, ask questions. You might be surprised that you might still get acknowledged, or you might even get a publication. Okay? Any final comments, questions?
Thank you so much, sir, for that insightful and enlightening session. Also, thank you, Professor Bhowmick, for your words. To conclude today's event, I now invite the Secretary of our club, Arya Shimpi, to deliver the vote of thanks.
First and foremost, we extend our sincere gratitude to our convener and the editor-in-chief of Bombay Technologies Journal, Dr. Anant Kapdi, for his invaluable guidance and for empowering us with the knowledge of research paper writing, which made this workshop a true success. We are deeply thankful to the respected associate editors for gracing our event with their esteemed presence. Our heartfelt appreciation goes to the design team for creating the new logo of Bombay Technologies, a symbol of vision and growth. Last but not the least, a warm thanks to our entire team, the Bombay Technologists Core, whose dedication and hard work made the very first event of Bombay Technologists a remarkable success. Thank you.
Thank you. With this, we officially conclude the session. We hope today's workshop has inspired you to take research writing more seriously and confidently. Have a great evening ahead.
Also, we will continue with data representation part 2 on next Monday, 6th October. So please mark your calendars and be present.